Scottish Enterprise of the Year 2012 award for you guys. Your reaction to that?
Great for us, great for the town, great for the project, great for the many staff and the volunteers who have made it happen over the last 14 years actually since we started. So we're delighted at seeing some recognition for the project. At the moment we have about 17,200 registered users from not just Dundee, Tayside and the rest of the country.
Derek, you were saying to me earlier just how important to the community that this factory skate park has become, and it's worth mentioning and say that it's the first purpose-built skate park in the UK, isn't it?
Yeah, it was the first purpose-built 8 years ago, and the difference is we really use skating as a tool to reach out to the young folk. The park is really about engaging with young folk and providing diverse youth activities.
Big project just about to come online next door to the skate park. We've just built a 7,000 square feet children's soft play centre. That gets handed over to us next Friday. It will come online on the 3rd of December. It's created 20 new jobs and 20 training opportunities and a great facility for the city. That's our next step. After that's online, we'll then see what the future holds and what's to be developed next.
Fun Factory was developed 8 years on from the founding of the skate park, and it was developed in order that we can have a facility for younger children and make it available for the preschools and the early school kids. This area was selected deliberately because it stands at the apex of 3 of Dundee's areas of multiple deprivation, and when we had our original skate park in the Dundee town centre and we're looking to develop the new park, we found that 50% of our membership came from these areas north of the Kingsway. Therefore, this became the obvious place. It was also for what we wanted to do, which was engaging with a lot of young people and create a range of diversity and youth activities. This was the obvious place that we chose to do that in. 9-10 years ago, when we were first investigating the possibility of locating the skate park here, the council were already looking to establish this as a leisure end of the town. We'd established one at the other end of the city, and we're looking to see this established. And with the coming of the Odeon and the bingo and the gymnasium, we were a logical add-on for them, creating a youth facility for leisure and sport.
It was really interesting to get involved with an organisation that were at such a crucial stage when I arrived. The building was a shell, so there was no interior at all, so I was able to see the development, the evolution of this building and then actually serve our customers. I came into the project near enough at the end, we only had 3 months to go, so for Derek and his team I came in at quite a good point for them. As a consultant, I'm learning that it's very important to be very aware of what your clients' needs and wishes are. It was important for me to understand right at the beginning what their business plan was about, in particular what figures they were aiming to get. That's when planning the menu I had to really look at the menu items and what the gross profit were so that they could achieve this based on the footfall that we were estimating. That was fairly difficult to do based on the fact that the kitchen and equipment was already in place and I had very little in the way of manoeuvre around that. But I'm glad to say that I worked with quite a few suppliers and we managed to get a lot of costs of the products down so that we could hit roughly an average of a 60% gross profit, which is really giving them a good head start to go forward with. Having managed and run several social enterprises, the key area, and it's an area that everybody needs to look at and spend time, is staffing. And it's getting the right staff with the right attitudes, the right skills, but also you letting your staff know that you've got the right skills, the right attitude for them as well. So I helped with the recruitment phase. Alongside the development of the menu, you have to make sure that you're working alongside the standards that environmental health require. Part of my role was also to develop the food safety manual and the HACCP manual. I am very fortunate that I have an associate who specialises in this area called Janice Fraser, and together we were able to develop a user-friendly HACCP and food safety manual that will stand the test of time and can be modified if and when needed. I think what I've brought to the Fun Factory is a lot of ideas, a lot of enthusiasm, The willingness to go out and try and get corporate social responsibility partnerships on board, such as CG Lang, who have very kindly sponsored our mascot bear, our Fun Factory mascot bear, and our Santa's Grotto.
One of the challenges we're faced with this building was to make it as green and environmentally friendly as we could, and we've worked with a couple of funders on this, one being the Climate Challenge Fund and Urban Energy Scotland, where we've looked at various issues of how we can make this a green and environmentally friendly building, and that's meant right down to the very construction of the building that we've built it to a far higher standard than we need to with planning approval, with building bonds. But we've also gone for things like PV panels, we've gone for air-to-air heat pumps, we've gone for LED lighting. We've gone from the building with its structure being as environmentally friendly as possible, but we're also looking at long-term financial viability, that if we can make it better, then we will reduce our heating bills as well as reducing the carbon footprint that we have. Within 12 months we should be at the point where it's self-sustainable as a business. We should also then by that stage be looking at other social projects that we could be running from this building, as well as the employability programme that we hope to run. So within 12 months things should be running at full speed. This is our second major project that we've done in Dundee. We've also had another project in Angus, and as a social enterprise we're constantly looking for other areas of service and service provision that we could provide in the city that are needed and that can generate business. And we will within the next 6 to 12 months be looking to see what is the next big project that we'll be doing for Dundee.
I think what I've brought with me is my years of experience within the catering trade, a lot of contacts, a lot of good contacts with good suppliers that now the Fun Factory are going to benefit from. I also feel as though I've brought a bit of spark to a lot of the staff. I was working hands-on with the team, and it allowed me to see from the grassroots up problems and areas that needed dealt with quickly. Without doing this hands-on experience, I wouldn't have seen this, and these problems could have led to bigger problems and then bigger problems. So I've been able to actually go in and make a difference in that sense, which I think if anybody's doing consultancy, that is really one of the main parts or areas that you should get involved, because you're not only helping others, but you're learning yourself. As a consultant, I'm very aware that anybody that comes into any business, it's always good to have your own stamp to be put on things. So I wanted to wait until we'd employed our chefs so that I could get them to look at what equipment they were wanting to work with. As this is crucial, we're putting them into their workstation and they need to feel comfortable and at ease. So part of that involved getting round the table, looking at all the equipment that we needed to order, getting lists down, looking at chef's wear so that they feel comfortable in their workwear. And also a crucial thing was planning out the menu in terms of what I'd gauged as being a good menu, but also what they could work with based on the equipment. So that was a really interesting process for everybody. It did mean that we had to go back and forward a few times, we had to change things, but that was crucial into making sure that this menu was actually going to work for the cafe. We definitely seen a few gaps, and this is where I wanted to capitalise on this. And I was able to source some suppliers that I feel gave us really good quality products and branding. The main one I would have to say is Coffee Conscience. They are a third sector focused organisation. They have very good values and ethics around what they do, and this fitted really well with what we were trying to project within the Fun Factory. Added bonuses to this were very good advice on the types of coffee that they were giving us. The fact that the beans are roasted in Dundee, so it's very local, and the branding that they produce is second to none. It's top class, it's classy, and it actually does make you want to sit down and relax and have a coffee, even if it's in a fun, friendly, mad environment like the Fun Factory.
Yeah.
That looks amazing.
Really nice creme on the top.
Yes, it is.
Fantastic. Okay.
When this building opens in about 3 weeks' time, what we'll find in here is there is a full cafe for 132 seats or covers. There will be a retail outlet section, and this is a big part of our business model, that we need to be able to, from secondary spend, bring in a lot of cash for this building in order to subsidise all the other activities that we run in. So there will be the play area itself that's the business and will generate business. There will be the sensory room, there will be the cafe, there will be a retail outlet, there will be parties, there will be discos, there will be whatever the need is that can generate and wherever there's a business opportunity. Currently in the Factory Skate Park we have about 17,200 registered users, and we have a footfall of about 45 to 50,000 per year. Now when we move over to this building we anticipate about 50,000 footfall per year, 50 to 60,000 we would anticipate from this building here. We have online booking where anyone can go on online and use our Book My Party facility, either in the skate park or in the Fun Factory. You could phone in for your parties, you could come in, so there's various ways in which you can book in.
Seeing it tonight is just fantastic what has been achieved in such a short time. But we wish Derek and his team all the best in making this another success for the factory portfolio.
I used to take my kids to Jumpin' Joey's in Arbroath, and we decided it'd be a good idea so me and Derek sat down. He says, what about the idea of doing it on our premises? So that's how this come to life. That was around 2 years now. Yeah. We discussed that from the start, and then right now through to this stage. So we've done well to get to here.
This weekend that's just gone by was really busy and great fun for everybody. So the kids are enjoying going down all the slides and getting on with all the staff, especially the toddler activities that run Monday to Friday. They've been a great success, especially bear aerobics. They've been loving the Fun Bear coming out and dancing with the kids.
Folks, I want to say firstly thank you to the Minister, to those who have come here tonight. We really appreciate you coming. I really need to say a special thank you to the funders. Without, as anybody knows, without those backing us, we couldn't be here tonight. And we've had a range of 6 or 7 funders who've supported this initiative. I've lost count now. We've only been open 10 days, and we're into the thousands upon thousands who've been through this door.
We were hugely impressed by Derek's enthusiasm, and he had a clear determination that he was going to make this work. So we were delighted to get involved in supporting the project.
And it's not just about creating jobs or providing training opportunities, but perhaps most importantly what the factory does is provide children and young people with a space where they're able to go, be themselves, and most importantly are able to be safe. And that is what I see as really the key impact of this organisation.
I just want to start by thanking, firstly, to thank Derek for
inviting me here today, and Angie Foreman of Smart Cooking Consultancy.
Just go for it, yeah.
Okay, officially open it. Hooray!
We want to continue to support the growth and capacity of social enterprise, and we recognise the increasing economic contribution of enterprising third sector, and that's why the Scottish Government is providing £73.5 million over 3 years to support the enterprising third sector. And I think as time goes on we'll recognise the benefits, and people will be much more au fait with the term social enterprise and want to support it more and more.
Caledonia is calling me, and now I'm going home. And if I should become a stranger, you know that it would make me more than sad. Caledonia, you're everything I've ever had.
It looks amazing. I'm kind of tempted to get a shot of the shoot myself. No, it's good. I've been to the factory plenty of times. I've taken some kids as well, and to see this expansion is really good.
And the factory, we were fortunate enough to gain an investment of £500,000 from that fund, and that was towards the majority of the costs for the building and construction works for the factory, the fun factory estate.
Great.
It's fantastic. I remember being at the factory skate park before and being so inspired by the work that they did there, particularly amongst the young people and what they can do with them when they get them into an environment where they want to come. And when I saw it before, it was a blank site, and Derek said to me that's where the fun factory is going to be, so it's great to come back this evening and see the whole thing come to fruition.
Absolutely. Angus, my wee boy, turned 2 at the weekend. We took him to a soft play facility near my constituency in Clydesdale. But I'm from Tayside. My mum and dad stay in Cooper Angus, so when Angus comes to visit Granny and Grandad, I'm sure we'll be having a pit stop here at the Fun Factory.
Absolutely fantastic news and a fantastic development, and all for the children and the youth of Dundee.
This is just a formal launch tonight. I think it's been a good evening. I'm a bit nervous. I'm glad it's over. But yeah, I think it's been good. It's nice to hear the comments that we've had from the various funders and speakers, so very encouraging, yeah.